What's up, everybody? Richard back today with another episode of the Warped Report. And hey, listen, I won't lie to you. This week, there's not a whole lot of hard-hitting news, but that's why I saved talking about the Ice9 kills record, Welcome to Horrorwood, from last week to this week in the event that this happened. So I think with that out of the way, let's dive into the news that we do have this week. And this is obviously the lead story. You've seen this all around the other, news outlets and whatnot. But Lambgoat also has it as well, which I love Lambgoat, by the way. Lambgoat does a phenomenal job kind of curating the news for this metalcore or core scene, whereas, other sites, Metal Injection, Metal Sucks, they kind of focus more on the legacy bands, and that's okay. But anyway, we're going to be talking about Cannibal Corpse, which is a little bit outside of this, but I think that this is a big enough story in a sense that we should talk about it. So, Cannibal Corpse frontman Corpsegrinder's name removed from World of Warcraft over homophobic remarks. So, for those of you unaware, I'll say this myself too. I've been playing World of Warcraft off and on since 2006, 2007, and Corpsegrinder is also a World of Warcraft fanatic. So he's been playing for a very, very long time, and he actually had a character in the game named after him, named Gorge the Corpsegrinder. And it's located in Garrosh's Landing in Borean Tundra, which that's actually for those of you who aren't aware, that zone right there was like the first zone, one of the first zones that you went to during the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. But anyway, it has since been renamed to Gorge, to Annihilator Grek lore. So, this is interesting because there's a few things at play here. One, Blizzard Entertainment, who are the company that make World of Warcraft, they are under heavy fire right now. They're being sued by the state of California for some just horrific things that have been said that have been going on within the company. And let's just say, we're not sure if they're true or not, but if they're getting this far with a lawsuit from the state, where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, there's things such as, people doing cubicle crawls and inappropriately touching people. It's bad. It's really bad stuff. If you want to, you can look into it. A lot of it is very, very, very bad, and a lot of it actually resulted in some very sad things, including someone taking their own life. So it's bad. So what they're doing here is they're making a stand on this, however small this is, they're making a stand here and changing it. And this comes because Corpsegrinder back in 2007 was in an interview talking about the Alliance, which is a faction in the game, and he plays Horde, the other faction in the game. And, he dropped some, not some terms that aren't, very kind, especially when you look through it through the 2021 prism. I'm not saying that, they were fine then and they're not now, but let's just face it, back then in 2007, some of the words that he used, such as, he called them the Homo Alliance, that was pretty common. And then he also dropped the F word, for people of the LGBTQ community, not the FU word, but the FA word, if you know what I mean. So, of course, that word is not okay under any circumstance, and, probably wasn't okay back then. But again, I mean, that was a word that was commonly used back in 2007. At the time I did the math, George, he would have been, 37. So yeah, he's probably a little bit older. He probably should have understood. I said it back then, but then again, I was 14. So it's one of those things, man, where it's like, listen, this happened in 14 years ago. I think that we should, move on from this personally. Again, this is just changing a character's name in a stupid video game. I mean, it's not really a big deal. I'm saying that if this were to cost him, monetarily or anything like that, then that would be an issue that I would have personally. But in this circumstance, it's Blizzard trying to save their behinds. They look horrible in the media right now, so they can change a character's name to try to get even a modicum of points. So be it. Whatever. We'll move on. But next up, we're going to talk about Trivium. In the Court of the Dragon debuted rather in the top 75 in the Billboard 200. That is awesome for them. So it says right here, the new Trivium album, In the Court of the Dragon, has debuted at number 71 on the Billboard 200 with first week sales of roughly 11,000 in the United States Of the tally, nearly 9,000 were pure sales. And then it says here in parentheses, each sale is 1 CD or LP or 1 paid album download or 10 paid single track downloads. And it also says here, meanwhile, in the Court of the Dragon landed number 5 on the top current albums, number 5 on the top album sales, number 8 on the top rock albums, and number 3 on the top hard rock album charts. So then it goes on here to also talk about some previous works here. This marks their 8th consecutive Trivium album to debut in the top 100 of the Billboard 200, dating back to 2006. Notably, however, In the Court of the Dragon is the first of those 8 to debut outside the top 35 in their smallest first-week sales number since 2005 album Ascendancy. So that's interesting. I think obviously a big part of that too is obviously streaming. I'm not saying that is the sole reason here, but with streaming, it's obviously a much different calculation to determine album sales. But still, though, I think 9,000 pure sales for Trivium is pretty good. Of course, we know Spiritbox, another band that recently charted really high. They charted at number 13. But obviously, Spiritbox is probably a little bit more accessible than Trivium. But nonetheless, congratulations to those guys. They've been around forever. I enjoy the band. And number 71 is not bad for a band that plays, like the type of music that they do, especially. So let's move on now, though. We have Lorna Shore, Cabal, and Distant are going to be touring the UK. This looks like it is 6 dates going at the end of January of 2021. So that's really cool. Lorna Shore getting some more love as before. I think this looks like a tour that they're going to be doing prior to going out on tour with Bring Me the Horizon. So a nice little warm up there for them with Cabal and Distant. Next up, Every Time I Die premiere new music video. So this was pretty interesting. I checked this out on stream. This is a new Every Time I Die track titled Thing with Feathers. This really reminded me a lot of like a Queens of the Stone Age type of song. It was still had that Every Time I Die flair, but it was definitely a lot more chill and relaxed, and very aesthetically pleasing imagery here with the Los Angeles skyline, as they mentioned here in the post as well. I thought it was just a super nice visual to look at. But this was interesting too. This actually just came through, just as I was scouting around for news to talk about today. And we talked about this a while ago, but Lotus Eater, they disbanded after some sexual assault allegations. But Lotus Eater's drummer launches a new band, Love Is Noise. So this comes 3 months after the end of Lotus Eater, says drummer Cameron Humphrey has resurfaced with a new group dubbed Love Is Noise. It also features Tom Mellon. The outfit will release their debut single on November 5th, titled Deja Vu Without You. I'm sorry, that wording there kind of messed me up. It said their debut single on Deja Vu Without You on November 5th. Okay, maybe Deja Vu Without You is an outlet or something like that, maybe, based on the wording. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, the quote here at the end says, "To be at this point means everything," says Humphrey. "Time to rock the world." I mean, very poignant message there from them guys. But this was also cool. I know we just talked about Lorna Shore. Get probably a little bit of a warm-up there before they go out with Bring Me the Horizon. Well, Bring Me the Horizon, they're going to be playing Knotfest, but before that, they announced a quick little show at Whiskey A Go-Go in L.A. So if you're in L.A. on November 3rd, make sure you head on over to go see Bring Me the Horizon. And actually, tickets went on sale today at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So at the time of this recording, they've been on sale for just a couple hours now. If you're in the LA area, go to Whiskey A Go-Go and you can see some Bring Me the Horizon. Pretty cool. But anyways, as we wrap this up, I did want to talk about the Ice Nine Kills record because I know that we did not last week. And I thought this was a great record from Ice Nine Kills personally. I gave it an 8.8 out of 10, 88%. I loved it. I think I have some notes here that I wrote down. My top 3 tracks on this were at number 3, Funeral Derangements. I was close with Assault and Batteries, which I really love that track. Number 2 was Worst Vacation. I love that track. Super creative in terms of, all the German accents throughout. I love that track. And then Take Your Pick was, I think, at first I was going to put Worst Vacation as my favorite, but as I thought about it, Take Your Pick was my favorite with actually a Corpsegrinder feature. I thought that his feature was awesome. He was one of many features on the record, and I thought that his really stood out the most. It was a heavy track. And throughout the album, very theatrical. That's par for the course with Ice Nine Kills when you partner not only the music, but with their imagery through their videos. But what I really enjoyed about this album is that they made a point to have some heavy elements in the song, no matter what. Every song had a heavy element. It wasn't like a theatrical song that was straight through higher registers, clean vocals or anything like that. They made it a point to go heavy at some point in every song, and I thought that was awesome. And to me, I gave it an 8.8 out of 10. I thought it was a really great record. Will it crack my top 5? It's going to be close. I mean, there's a lot of other great albums that have come out this year. But nonetheless, I'm looking forward to some more videos that'll come out to kind of string this story along for Ice Nine Kills, Welcome to Horrorwood, because we're kind of left with a little bit of a cliffhanger. We don't know what's going on. Are they going to arrest Spencer? Is he the guy? It seems like the detective knows it's him, but they're just trying to get evidence together. But we'll have to find out what will happen. And I'm also looking forward to any deluxe edition that they'll be coming out with, which I'm sure they will. They did with the Silver Scream 3 years ago, which, by the way, that just recently turned 3 years old. So lots of cool stuff with Ice Nine Kills beyond the music that I think is what really gets you invested into them, in their product. And I'm looking forward to how that will go. But anyways, with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this week. What do you think of the stuff going on with Corpsegrinder? What do you think of Trivium? Have you listened to that record? What do you think of it? Lorna Shore, are you excited? Now, I know they got a lot of flack for going out with Bring Me the Horizon, but are you cool with them now? They're going to go out with Cabal and Distant. I mean, it's a little bit more up the deathcore alley. What do you think of that Every Time I Die song, Thing with Feathers? I mean, I think it's a very different track. Lotus Eater, the new project there, Love Is Noise. How do you think that is going to sound? I'm very curious to see how that will go. Are you going to be going to the Bring Me the Horizon show at Whiskey A Go-Go? And what did you think of the Ice Nine Kills record, Welcome to Horrorwood? With that out of the way, let me know all those thoughts, and I will see you in the next episode of The Warped Report here on the Out of Line YouTube channel. Peace.